not a major issue anyway. They don't have a huge damage output. You see, they're going to be standing here for a while, and that gives you time to just reload. Maybe getting a little bit of healing. Let's shoot them. Bring this one up again. Push them back. And, oh, well, this could happen if you're not careful. Welcome, my friends. I am Vidui42, and, well, you saw what that was. Really effective, but how do you build it? Well, it's pretty straightforward, actually. And I'm going to walk you through step by step of how to get this up. If you've played the game a lot, you probably already know the basics of it. But if you're new, it's a really, really effective way of surviving the first Horde. Probably the second, third as well, because it works to further upgrade, put traps and stuff like that. It's a really good solid base, and it's very good if you're just out and about and suddenly you need somewhere to put down a base for the Horde. The best way is just to find a nice little road, because, well, roads have, well, a lot of hit points, which means they're not going to break that easily. And normally, of course, you would put down these ones, and then you would upgrade them to wood, and then you would upgrade them to cobblestone, and that would give you a lot of experience. You can see down here, 216 experience. Free. It takes a little bit more resources. I'm not going to do that because that just takes a lot longer for the video. I'm just going to put down the cobblestone directly, even though that's less experience. But I would definitely suggest just upgrade it yourself. Get experience while you're building. Building it is really straightforward. What you want to have at the front is a ramp up. You could use ramps. Stairs look a little bit better. They used to have some problems with bears in the past. So, you know, your mileage may vary, but basically bring them up to about the height of 4 or 5. You want to make sure it's not like 2, because then zombies can't pass under. So you want to have a little bit of free space underneath, and you have a ramp leading into your base. And you know, you can make it sort of any style that you want to have. You just want to make sure that you have a bit of an opening there that leads into where your base is going to be. If you want to make this really fancy, you can. Otherwise, just make it sort of like 5x7, 5x9. You want to make it slightly longer than it is wide, because you need a little bit of space in the back. And that's the basics of getting up. And once you have the basic structure up, you have your sort of base area, and then you have the ramp up. You just fill it up. I'm going to be using half blocks. I'm going to be using some shutters for the windows, and of course you want to make sure that you have a ladder up with a door as well, so you can get in and out easily. We will be putting in 3 iron hatches, and one is going to go in the hole just so you don't fall down, and there's going to be one in the front that flips forward and one in the back that also flips forward. You'll also see that I've made this sort of on the side access, and the reason is pretty straightforward, is that you want to have a way where you can stand on the side and use the hatches. Why? Well, you'll see that a little bit later when I use it, but I don't like to have just one defense. I want to have multiple defenses. Of course, you can also hunker down and, you know, beat something and shoot or something, because normally what you would do, you would be standing here and just hitting whatever zombies is coming up. Use the iron hatches if you can. It just takes a little bit of scrap. You can just upgrade them easily as well, which is definitely worthwhile because it means that they have more hit points. Definitely useful. And normally one of the things about the hatches is that zombies tend to just walk up to them and hit at you, and they don't have an easy time of hitting the hatches, and 3,000 hit points will last a long time. I do have a second one if they break through the first one, which is useful, and that actually is why we have the hatch down here as well. If they actually end up getting stuck here and they break through, you can actually open this one to drop them down below. Which reminds me, I do have to make a bit of an opening here, because if I drop them down here and there's no way out, they're just going to be bashing around. But you want to have an opening so that they can actually reset and come back out and run up and again. It's just an extra defensive mechanism that allows you to just sort of fall back. If you do need to do a little bit of extra repairs, you can do that. You go just upgrade this one, you open this one. It does mean that the zombies are not going to path properly. They might come up here and start bashing the walls, which is okay, but it gives you a little bit of extra time to just get things ready. And then you repair this one and you just open this again and you continue bashing them. Just an extra fallback. You need to repair, maybe you need to reheal a little bit. Just useful. I don't like to have just one way in and out with no fallbacks. I like to have some way in case things don't go my way. How does it work? Well, why don't we just spawn in few feral party girls. I mean, everyone loves party girls, right? Get them up here. Let's shoot them a little bit, and let's put this up. And they'll come up here. You'll see they'll be able to trying to get in here. You see they're attacking a little bit, but it takes a long time for them to actually break through. And it's really easy to just repair it. And of course, that's assuming they're standing here and you're not attacking them, which of course you should be doing. You should be smacking them in the face. Yeah, sorry, I know we shouldn't be hitting women, but these are undead women, so let's make an exception. Of course, if you do have a shotgun or something, it's really easy to just take off their head as well. And you saw this one took some damage, but especially when you've upgraded it a couple of times, they have so much hit points that it's super difficult for the zombies to break through. And what happens if they really do break through? Well, let's have a look at that as well. Let's get some of their friends in here. Oh, let's assume they broke through and they're now here. So you're finding yourself a little bit overwhelmed with everything, and let's see. It can be a bit difficult to get through here. You see. She didn't fall down, and now she's trying to go through the wall there because the path, well, is basically through the wall now. So the wall will take some damage, which is okay. Because even if they take this one out, they still need to take out more. So they still have pathing up here. So it still allows you to basically just hit them, which is really convenient, or just shoot them if you have some ammo. And even if they take out this one, they still have to take out the ones behind. And because they can't get in there, they could jump. Theoretically, she could jump, so don't keep this one open. But once you're done and you sort of repaired everything, you bring this up again, and they're going to come up to this one. And you can then hit them in the face, and now we're safe again. So it's a really easy way to just have a second way to just fall back, hit them, shoot them, drop them down, recover, repair, reheal, and then just come back again. Of course, make sure that you have an extra or 2 or 3 of the actual hatches, and what you should do is make sure you should do copy rotation. So we put them down, it's the exact same rotation, because that means that even if it breaks, you can put down a new one. So, but this is just a regular spawned in few zombies. So how does it look during the zombie horde? Why don't we try that out? It's going to be day 14. I have made sure that I am level 14. 1 level per day is roughly correct. You probably would be slightly better. I've given myself just some simple weapons as well. Let's have a little bit of the healing as well. And I'm going to run a Blood Moon Horde. This base would work pretty well for definitely day 7, no issue. Day 14, I suspect day 21. Possibly 28 and onwards if you put down like spikes and everything. I'm not going to do that. It just loses us the experience. We want to get the experience ourselves. Oh, look, dinner is coming. Well, actually, maybe I'm dinner. Now we see me being the dinner for the zombies. So I have started a Blood Moon Horde here. See where they actually end up spawning in from. They're coming from the behind me. You see they're walking up here. Just the way we want it. I'm going to go back into my body, hopefully. Sucks otherwise, because they will be breaking everything. And they're all standing here, trying to take this one out. And makes it perfect for me to just hit them in the face. It really doesn't matter what weapon you have. Having any that allows you to sort of bash them, stab them, slice them is fine. And I would suggest just, having a shotgun is really good. Having a pistol is normally actually sufficient if you have some extra ammo. Because as they're standing like this, you can normally get some pretty good headshots as well, because they sort of line up very well. In case you find yourself being sort of overwhelmed, is it just keep bashing, keep shooting. And right now I only have 8 concurrent. You could bring this higher at some point, though. The space might not be sufficient and actually start destroying things around it. But just with 8, general should be enough. I put out, oh, you saw they actually can get through, glitch through, so having a ranged weapon will work. If you only have a bow, it will work. But it's a little bit slow like any of the bows. I wonder if no, it's not going to glitch through. Because this works, but it isn't really fast enough like for any of the Blood Moon Hordes. Because you don't have enough time to just shoot enough of them. And let's do this upgrading. Let's do some repairs in here. Like this. Come on. Do that, and then we can just go back to just hit him in the face. If you are lucky, you get some nice loot as well. You see he's stuck there. Come on. Let's time it. Out of stamina. That's why you want to have a shotgun or something, because that allows you just to clear when you run out of stamina. That's a problem at especially lower levels. You simply don't have a lot of stamina. But you see, I'm not in God mode, and I really have no issue just keeping them away from me or just repairing when needed. See? Oh, let's take that loot. A little bit of food. Oh, and he actually is getting possibly... No, he's not getting through. Let's hit her as well. Let's say they get through. They get through. Let's assume they break through. Now we do have a second way to defend against them. You know, bring up that shotgun. You do have an SMG is good. Maybe you have a pipe rifle as well. Just clear them out. Kill some of them. And then you go and... Oh, come on, get away from me. Like that. Just clear it up. And they will be coming back. And as we saw previously, they will be trying to go through here as well. And if you get too close, they actually might go for you as well. So be a little bit careful. You do notice I'm getting some regular, and I think I got some feral as well. It is pretty early, so not a major issue anyway. They don't have a huge damage output. You see, they're going to be standing here for a while, and that gives you time to just reload. Maybe getting a little bit of healing. Let's shoot them. Bring this one up again. Push them back. And, oh, well, this could happen if you're not careful, which is why you want to make sure you have a ladder up. And don't forget to close it. You don't want to have all the zombies down there when you are falling down. That can be really painful. Just make sure you're just keeping your distance. And you can do this really easily the whole night long. You see, it's 90 minutes in, and there's been nothing that really threatens me except for when I fell down, maybe. And there you have it. You should be able to do this really easily all night long. Just get all that experience, then get the loot. And there really shouldn't be anything that really threatens you for the first few hordes at least. It gets a little bit harder later on where you get some cops, or you get some radiated coming in because they do hit harder. Obviously when you get demolishers, you want to make sure you have concrete and everything, but this is just, it's just such a super effective way of surviving the horde with basically using a hatch door, having a fallback, and of course a second fallback to drop them down to make it a little bit of a drop base. So you will see some of the zombies as they fall down, as they can't reach you, they might be bashing a little bit down here, but you see they've been bashing a little bit. There'll be the occasional attacks, but there's nothing that is likely to be structural because they simply prefer to walk up the stairs to try to get to you. After watching this, even if you're a new player, you should have no issue surviving the Blood Moon Horde. Don't come back and tell me you keep dying from it, because knowing a little bit of how to make a basic safe base should make the game a lot simpler if you're a new player. Of course, if you're an experienced player, you probably have really cool variants of this, and if you do, why not let me know in the comment section what your preferred easy early base looks like. See you next time.